morning. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. We'll take a closer look at DMW's support to a grieving OFW and the programs of the DSWD. Here at the forefront. The Department of Migrant Workers is helping the OFW involved in Sunday's tragic accident at NAIA Terminal 1. How will the DMW ensure long-term support to the grieving OFW family? What other supports can OFWs get from DMW when accidents like these happen in other countries? Joining us via Zoom is the Department of Migrant Workers Secretary, Hans Leo Cacdac. Good morning, Secretary Hans.
Good morning, Ms. Karen, Attorney Karen, and to your televiewers. Good morning din po.
Secretary Hans, first let's start with the OFW who was involved in the tragic incident at the NAIA Terminal 1 last Sunday. Can you share with us the identity of this OFW?
Yes, he has come forward anyway to identify himself. He is OFW Denmark Masungsong, and he was returning to his employer in the Czech Republic, and he's a factory worker there, and he had been a long time OFW anyway since 2015. He had been also a factory worker in Taiwan. That's where he met his wife.
Secretary, is it true that it was a long time before he saw his daughter again?
Well, I believe he went to, that may be the case because he went to the Czech Republic around 2022. He was in Taiwan around 2015 to 2022. So it's been quite a while, perhaps 3 or so years since he last saw his daughter. And yeah, he had a 3-week vacation, as I understand it.
Okay, and napakalungkot po that this happened because it sounds like the daughter was still a baby from the last time he saw him, and this was the time that they were reunited again, only to lose the daughter because of this incident. Last Sunday, yes sorry, Secretary Hans, what happened po in that incident? The family was taking him because from what we understand, there were other family members that were also run over by that SUV.
Yes. It was supposed to be a joyous occasion. They had a family picture a day prior to the incident, to this senseless incident in NAIA, and he had even purchased a vehicle for his family last Christmas, last December. So they had proudly taken that vehicle to the airport, and yes, the spouse and the mother of the OFW was there with him, including a niece. And unfortunately, the wife and the mother and the niece also got injured. And then, of course, our hearts continue to break with the passing of their 4-year-old daughter. We have been providing the necessary support since last Sunday. Since last Sunday, when I first saw OFW Denmark.
Secretary Hans, what is the condition po of the mother, the niece, and also the wife of this OFW po?
Yes, I visited them in hospital yesterday, so we're thankful to Mr. Ramon Ang for facilitating as well as shouldering the hospital and transport and even the funeral costs of the 4-year-old, pertaining to the 4-year-old. The mother is conscious. She can converse. We were engaged in conversation. However, she still feels pain, heaviness in her leg, so she's unable to walk, and at this stage she needs to stay on in hospital. The niece, 7-year-old niece, is has been released from hospital. She suffered head contusions and is still under observation. And the wife still in ICU and has gone through a successful operation just the other day, and is also recuperating. And I saw her as well, still recuperating, not fully conversational. So we don't want to of course take much of their time. Yesterday I didn't spend so much time because they needed time to rest. But rest assured, we have around the clock DMW OWA teams, nurses and social workers on hand to monitor their situation.
Secretary Hans, at least it sounds like wala na pong critical condition among those that were injured in this incident, at least for this family po.
Yeah, the wife is, I believe, still critical in the sense that she is in ICU. However, she is stable and on the recovery way. So that's something to look forward to in that case. Of course, we are also monitoring OFW Denmark himself. I was there at the wake last night, and we had a good conversation as well about in terms of the assistance that we could provide further.
Yes. Is there also any mental health assistance for Denmark, considering the accident that that resulted in the loss of his child? Secretary Hans, sorry, we lost your audio. I think we need to get the audio back, and there seems to be a problem with the connection. Hi there.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Secretary Hans.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. The president had given instructions to provide full assistance to Denmark and the family, and so that includes psychosocial assistance. And on the first day yesterday, well, it's Tuesday, so last Sunday, at the funeral home, we had provided spiritual counseling. A Catholic priest and a Christian pastor came by to provide spiritual counseling to the OFW Denmark. And of course, the spiritual counseling continues. As I said, social workers are also on hand. We have surrounded him with those who are equipped to provide any form of advice along the way. Kahit na yung mga nandun lang para tulungan siya sa mga maliliit na pangangailangan are all equipped to provide the necessary counseling.
Yeah.
We were making sure of that.
Yeah, it's great to hear that the assistance po is very well-rounded. Ramon Ang of SMC also said that he will take care of the hospital bill, funeral expenses of the daughter, and also provide financial assistance. How does this complement the assistance that's being provided by the DMW?
Yeah, we're thankful. Of course, we also stand ready to provide the necessary all forms of assistance, but we're very thankful to Mr. Ang and the NNIC, also working closely with Cecil Ang, Mr. Ang's daughter, along the lines of continually monitoring and providing the help. So we complement, we augment whatever the resources have been already devoted to the funeral services and the hospitalization of the victims, and we have provided all forms of augmentation assistance together with the OWA, so transport assistance, psychosocial counseling, and of course all other related forms of assistance, the little big things, so to speak, that we contribute along the way. And at the right time, at the proper time, we will provide the necessary financial assistance to both OFW Denmark and the wife, because the wife is a former OFW herself. As I said, they met in Taiwan,
yes,
as OFWs about a decade ago.
So, Secretary Hans, when it comes to OFWs, even former OFWs can also receive benefits from the DMW.
Oh yes, surely. The president had made sure of that. He asked us to make sure that our action fund, it's our 2 billion peso fund allocated by Congress and the president every year, should be devoted to as many OFWs as possible should be inclusive. So even former OFWs, even undocumented OFWs, even OFW families, we help and support.
That's great to hear. Secretary Hans, what about the job of OFW Denmark in this case? Because he wasn't able to leave for his job in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's a good point. We had our labor attaché talk to his employer, and the employer, well, first of all, they were in shock as to what happened, especially to the daughter of OFW Denmark. But also they understand the situation in terms of OFW Denmark not being able to take that flight back to the Czech Republic. So we are in close contact with the employer, and we were told, our labor attaché was told that they themselves will contact OFW Denmark and convey their condolences, their commiseration, and of course outline his plans for possible return. Yeah.
Yes.
So they just have to find out. Last night when I was talking to him, he still had no definite timeline, of course, understandably. And I said, yes, you should be able to take your time, spend some time, especially with the wife still recovering.
Yes, so at least he's not losing his job. That's good to hear po.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Secretary Hans, for future cases po, if an event like this happens or any accident outside of the Philippines, what type of assistance does the DMW provide to OFWs who may encounter accidents or any mishaps abroad?
Yeah, we're present in 42 posts. It used to be 39, but we added 3 in 2024, and we'll add around 6 more in 2025. So we provide, we have been providing anyway, together with the OWA, all sorts of assistance in any kind of situation that our OFWs may find themselves in, may find themselves distressed. And we yes, almost in a similar vein or line, we provide transport and hospital medical assistance. If they are in a bind in terms of cases, then we provide legal assistance as well. Lawyers on the ground who will help, who will be their defenders, or will help them file cases in court and in labor tribunals. So we are on hand, legal-wise, medical assistance, financial, even shelter assistance, transport assistance, all forms of assistance that we could provide. We recently had a team, for instance, join the DFA to talk to the earthquake victims in Myanmar, who had just arrived recently anyway.
So it's good to hear napaka-extensive po ng assistance that you provide to our OFWs. And finally, what is your message po to the OFWs out there, especially since a lot of them are concerned with the safety of their departure, especially if it's Terminal 1, based on what happened? Meron po ba kayong coordination with DOTR as to any changes?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we're in full coordination with SecVin since day one, since the first hours of this tragedy happened. And we're thankful to SecVins and the DOTR. We're thankful to Mr. Ang and the NNIC for the full coordination and cooperation back and forth. No? It's a two-way street, essentially. So yes, the short answer is yes, we stand ready. We stand ready to provide the necessary assistance on hand to OFWs at the airport. We will be conscious, of course, about the changes. We know that the SecVins has announced some few changes in the NNIC in terms of the safety of passengers at the airport. And by the way, I need to mention, Karen, that we are also joining the family OFW Denmark in seeking justice for the death of his daughter, as well as the injury to his family members. So we are also monitoring the case, the current police investigation and possible case to be filed in court that are currently unfolding.
Yes, that is so great to hear po, Secretary Hans, para po hindi na to maulit at mangyari sa mga ibang kababayan po natin. Thank you so much, Secretary Hans Cacdac.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Cam. Thank you.
Thank you.